This is the Ober's test. In order to execute this test, it is important that this individual is laying in a side-lying 90-90 position to start. So Trevor has his hips bent at a 90-degree angle and also his knees are bent at a 90-degree angle. Because this is a passive test, I need to be doing 100% of the work as the tester. So Trevor needs to be 100% relaxed. And I like to give the cues of, Trevor, I want you to go completely limp. I want to do all of the work. And a good way we can test to see if he's actually giving any input is I lift this leg up and then I kind of let it drop. If it stays up, you know he's actually recruiting muscles to hold himself up and assist me in the test. But because that leg dropped, that means that he is now relaxed. So I'll just pick it up and I like to hook my hand underneath his tibia and shin here as I stabilize his pelvis at the trochanter right here, sort of the side hip bone. And I'm just gonna put some light pressure, about 5 out of 10 right here to make sure that this hip is staying in the same place. Now, as I hook under, I'm going to pick it up, I'm going to pull it back, and if you have a heavier leg, you can sort of hook it into your side right here. And now you have a lot of leverage and you have a lot of ability to stabilize both his hip and his leg. So I'm going to bring it back, and I need to bring him into full hip extension so that his knee is in line with his hip, which is in line with his trunk. And then keeping everything parallel, meaning that we're not up or excessively down here, I'm going to just drop it down to the table and it should easily go down to the table without restriction. If it can do that, that is a pass test. If it's a bumpy ride on the way down and he gets stuck, that means it is a failed test. If we get to the point where I bring it up and around and you see the back start to arch, that is also a failed test. One thing that you may frequently see that will indicate a failed test is that as you bring this leg back, you're going to see this back extend before they get into full hip extension. So what that'll look like is as you bring this back here, what you're gonna see is, ooh, that back starts to extend before I get that leg all the way back. That is a failed test because they are getting a back extension moment before they are getting full hip extension where this knee is in line with the hip. That's something to look out for, which would not be a completed test, even if that leg can get down to the table from that position. The most common mistakes we see in this test are two things. The first would be that people will start either too shifted back or too shifted forward, which is going to throw off the low back position and the relationship between the pelvis and the low back. So make sure that you have the knees stacked right on top of each other as well as the hips stacked right on top of each other. The second thing that we see is that people don't get a good grip on this shin right here. So they'll end up picking up the shin from down here and now they don't have leverage to stabilize the leg and it's going to end up falling downwards and it's just not going to be very effective towards pulling it back. So make sure that when you do grab this shin right here, you are hooking under, getting a nice clean grip, and you can hook the ankle into your side here as you pull back.